From the mind of Mark Yoshimoto Nemkov.
So I found out that the Earthworks Ethos begins life as a 6-pound block of stainless steel from which they machine this beautiful thing right here. And in that same regard, I'm going to show you how I sculpt this beautiful voiceover sound out of the Earthworks Ethos. Now, it's really simple. Let me just show you my chain here. This is just all the plugins I'm using, not in order, but I had to lay them out this way to fit on screen. So let's just get rid of this stuff for the moment, and I will show you. So we're going into the Neve 88RS, into Precision de-esser, and then as I do with all my microphones, I kick it over to aux 1, where I have the finishing part of the chain, the Holy Trinity: CVox, Oxford Dynamic EQ, Neve DFC. An Oxford inflator is sitting here not turned on, but we may turn that on later, we'll see. So let me just show you what's going on. So hold on, let me just bring everything back up here. So you have to wonder, if this microphone sounds so good for voiceover, why does Earthworks not promote it as a voiceover microphone? And the answer is quite simple. Because the detail of the capture is so great. Because you have this membrane on this microphone that reacts so quickly to everything. It's really a very fast, transient capture, so that everything sounds so realistic. And then you have this 20 to 30K frequency response that's pretty much flat throughout the whole region. And you get this really incredible amount of realism. But what it also does is it picks up a little bit more sound than you would think it does. And that may be daunting if you don't know how to kill that sound. But I'm going to show you, right? A little bit of experience goes a long way, but just watch this, right? So one of the things that you will notice when I turn off this and that is that it gets really noisy. Hold on. Let's turn that off too. So this would be the Ethos right into the interface. And that may not sound like a usable voiceover sound to you, but from here, we are going to make some magic. Right? So really, if you're worried about the fact that this microphone sounds noisy, all you need is CVox. CVox kills it in real time. Watch this. CVox turns every microphone into a usable voiceover microphone just like that. Boom, done. Quiet. So all we have to do from here is shape the sound. Now, what I have going on, of course, in the rest of the chain is I have just the DFC and the Oxford Dynamic EQ. Right, set up so that they really help everything along the way. And again, if you want to see that how I use these, watch that video. And so let me just show you the front end here. Let's turn on, we have the de-esser back on. So here we go. So all you have to do really is a little bit of EQ. Let's turn this off. So this is what it sounds like without the EQ. It's not bad at all, but it's not quite there. It's not quite as focused as we want it. So we want this sound to be really, really clean and present. It has a little bit of congestion there. We're going to take that out. And we do that simply with just a little bit right here on my voice, right? The way I do it is a little bit here, about 10.5K. I usually use about a 9K boost, like a 2 dB boost in 9K on everything. But here it just felt a little bit better at 10.5. And again, I do about a 2 to 3 dB boost here at about 4.5 on everything. That's just the way I like it. And then for some reason, there's a tiny, what is that? Like a sixth of a dB at 940. I was messing around with this microphone for like 2 hours, and for some reason that just felt better. And then there's this little 120 dB cut right here, just a little bit less than 2 dB. Just to shave a little bit of that low end presence off it, to make it feel more realistic. And then there's an 80 hertz high pass filter right here. And that's really it. Then we added a touch, just a little kiss of compression there to help with dynamics going in. And this is the end result. This is how I get this sound, which I do feel like is one of the best voiceover sounds I've ever gotten in this booth. So I'm pretty excited about this. So this is how you use the Earthworks Ethos for voiceover. Use my chain. And it sounds amazing. This is a really great microphone. It does have a little bit of a learning curve. I would say that, again, a little bit of experience goes a long way. Knowing how to use your tools to sculpt them into something that really works for you, as opposed to just relying on how they sound plugged in, is really what separates the pros from the schmoes. And so you want to be a pro, so learn your gear, really get in there and fiddle around with it. These settings, start with these settings as a jumping off point, right? Go find my settings for the Holy Trinity, for my favorite VO chain, and really just set it up. And then C-Suite again. C-Suite is magic. C-Suite turns the the Earthworks Ethos into what I do think is one of the best voiceover microphones out there. $400. How are you $400? Right? I feel like somebody's going to jump out with a sign saying, "Nope, it's a $1,000 microphone, but it's $400." And that's how you do that. All right, I want to know what you think. The Earthworks Ethos. It sounds really incredible. I mean, you could do. I know that Jeff had asked just this morning, would you use this for audiobooks? And I would. I would absolutely use this for audiobooks. I'd warm it up a little bit down here. And I might even use the foam cap. But you know what? I'd just warm it up a little bit. And I think this is a great sound for really anything, for narrative, because again, it's so detailed. So if you wanted to do character voices, it's just basically like he walked into the room and he told her, "Baby, this isn't working out. I think we have to do different things because we're different people." You know what I'm saying? I mean, this could totally work for that. This could totally work for audiobook stuff. So you can really get in there and really be intimate about stuff. And then again, if you really want to get on top of it and just be a little bit more like, "Hey, this isn't working out. We got to try something different." I mean, it'll handle that, and it'll handle it in such a way that feels realistic. Now, it doesn't have that smooth, rounded, vintagey top end. Again, Earthworks, they promote their stuff as being the sound of today. And I think that's amazing. All right, the Earthworks Ethos for voiceover. This thing is a voiceover, I hate to say secret weapon, but this thing is really this is a mic killer, man. This is a more expensive mic killer. Because I honestly, I think I'm going to have to buy at least one more of these. So anyway, all right, what do you think? I need to know. What do you think? What do you think of the Earthworks Ethos? All right, leave a comment. Until next time, this is Mark Yoshimoto Nemcoff, fading to black.